Hi guys, Bob here. So I remembered to bring my microphone with me today, which is good. So hopefully the audio won't be drowned out like it was the video I recorded the other day. Hey, it's Thursday. Out for my one time a day walk that we're allowed. When I come out of the house, I decided to kind of watch along with some YouTube, and I seen that Vinnie Corleone, Dean Thompson had put up a video, and thought I'll listen to that as a walk, get away from the more populated areas. I mean, I live in a very kind of unpopulated area. I mean, Scotland's only got 5-6 million people as a population. You'll be lucky if my town's got several thousand, maybe if you added them all together, maybe 10,000 population. I actually don't know what the population is, but it does mean I can come out of my house, and there will be other people out, but they're either walking across the other side of the roads, or they are there's just nobody there. So like, I'm down in this beach, there's 2 people far away in the distance, there's 1 person behind me, so I'm trying to be as careful as I can, but at the same time I need to get my exercise, because otherwise I'll sit in the house and I'll just put my weight on, and I've already put on several stone. And I had promised myself, I'd said to myself, get on your bike, get out cycling, and that's what I did. I went out cycling, and unfortunately I hit that post back in January, and it literally moved the bone inside my shoulder away from the shoulder, and I don't know whether it has reset. The last time they checked, they said that the bone was still far away, and they were quite surprised how much movement I had in the shoulder area. And I was to leave it, and then this whole virus thing kicked off, and we've now had 100 and something deaths in Scotland. Obviously small in comparison to other countries, and I think that's partly because of our population. But I did see that I think England's had nearly 600 deaths overnight, or in 24 hours. And yes, it's scary times. But I'm out, I've got to come out and get my fresh air. I go about a 4-mile walk, I think it is, and literally run into nobody, thankfully. So yeah, I was listening to Dean, and I mean, yeah, it was very heartfelt. He's obviously living in a different location from his wife, and he's got his own health problems, and it was actually quite hard to listen along, especially as he was obviously struggling to deal with that separation. And I'm lucky in that respect. My wife's in the house, she's doing her uni, she's actually studying biomedical science, so she is understanding this virus stuff a lot more, and I've been asking her lots of questions about it. And yeah, it's an interesting time. She's only in her second year at university, so she's still got a wee while to go. They are calling up other people who are maybe in later years at the university to do the testing and the checking, and I know that, yeah, it's just interesting. But my wife's at home, my kids are at home, and Dean was talking about not being able to even watch a movie or play a game, and I can totally relate to that. I mean, I'm a wee bit beyond that now. I've started to be able to play games again. However, when I'm playing FIFA, I have got the sound off. Well, I've got the sound on, but I actually got the news on in my headphones, so I'm listening along to the news to hear as much as I can about this whole situation, and keep myself educated. And yes, it's just a weird place to be at the moment, and it's difficult to comprehend it in some ways. I don't think any of us has got any experience, or anybody you can really turn to who's got experience of this. Perhaps somebody who survived through the war would be the closest thing. And yeah, so it's, I mean, our Scottish government's really, I like our Scottish government, to be fair. Our First Minister, the person, kind of Prime Minister of Scotland, as you might want to call it, if she's called the First Minister. She went to the same school as me, same academy as me, and I don't know, knowing where I come from, people are quite honest, they don't hold back, and they gave us lots of facts and figures today. They gave us about ventilators, every fact and figure under the sun, and they went into great detail about tables within regulations, about what masks you should wear, and heard Dean talking about a mask that he's got that they're always talking about now, I think it's the N95 mask in our country, they're always talking about that particular mask being the one that people are trying to get hold of. I don't think that covers like the real intensive care people as such, but for the majority of people that's the one they're trying to procure because of the protection it provides, and obviously filters out the particulate. And it's just interesting times, and Dean's video was a hard listen. Like I says, go listen to yourself. I'll try and leave a link. And I was actually coming out to try and think of maybe another subject I could talk about, and I was going to put on Lawn Boys Post's recent video. I had watched some Kev and some Swifto this morning before work. Still a work day for me, so I need to get my exercise, and I make up the hours as required, and I'm lucky that my job's still here, still paying me. I can't be thankful enough that that contract is still ongoing, and I'm still able to fulfil the majority of the work that I would do anyway. So it's windier today, very windy today, but I don't need to worry about that because my mic is hidden cosily inside, and normally I walk up towards this bridge. You're kind of seeing the same scenery you seen the other day, but it's colder today, and I just had to change my hand there because it's freezing. But there is nobody here. Car up in the distance, and yeah, I mean, some of the other crazy stuff I had heard today was about people spitting at the police, like intentionally, and you're just like, what's going through these people's minds? And my mind doesn't comprehend people like that. I guess it just doesn't. I can't imagine me ever trying to purposefully harm somebody like that. Or I can understand aggravation, but policemen are just getting paid to do their job. Yes, some of them might be overzealous at it. We certainly don't have the same issues as they have in America. We don't seem to have that type of cultural issue. That certainly not up in Scotland. I don't know whether you can see that, all the sand is blowing across. I guess that's a good example of how virus could spread, maybe. That's pretty cool though. I'm glad it's not virus and it's just sand, but if somebody was to sneeze behind me, how far would their droplets travel? I mean, that's like a river. That's really cool. I don't know whether you can see that or whether it's better from above. It is certainly a cool sight to see. So it's kind of good to catch that. It's something nice to see that's outside the house. I can't see any birds in the sky today because it is really, really windy, as you can tell from the sand that's blowing past me. It's disappearing. It's like a race. We could have commentary on that. I know that the horse racing's obviously off and all the sports are off, so the commentators are struggling with things to commentate on. I've seen a few videos where people crossing the road and it's like, oh, and she's off, girl in the par, and the girl in the striped trousers is leading against a man with a Sports Direct bag. Oh, and he's catching up, he's taking over. And it's quite funny because they're just crossing over a zebra crossing. So yeah, pretty funny video. And that sand could have been something the commentators could have maybe get in on the action there. May have been a bit difficult with the several million contestants, but yeah. just talking about my experience with that virus. My wife had said to me, is this not the time that you should be vlogging and recording? And I said YouTube. She meant no, just vlogging in general, because I tend to just keep video logs of diaries and how I'm feeling. And as I said in my last one, I'm anxious. I've been anxious for weeks. I'm anxious to go to the shops if we have to go. My wife was talking about Easter and Easter eggs, and she's like, what do I do about Easter eggs? And obviously with 5 kids, you walk in, my kids normally get a few eggs each, but you're walking in and it looks like you're hoarding the supplies. It's the same as food. I've got to go in and buy a lot of food to cover our family, and it always looks like I'm panic buying or overbuying. I had to put stuff back on the shelf because I'm so used to going out and buying multiple packets or something. I mean, I go and buy 2 packets of, say, Mars bars as a treat, and they're gone in 2 days or a day because there's only 8 in the pack, and that's it, 1 per person. Everybody gets a treat in a day. We even started a tuck shop to try and cope with the requirement of giving the kids treats and making it equal and making it suitable for their teeth and all those concerns that you've got. I say my kids are older. Youngest kid is when I get this wrong. She'll be 12 this year. But yeah, so I mean, just the school work. I mean, I'm still trying to do my work. At the same time, she's lacking in motivation a wee bit for school. And then I come down and look, you've got to go and do the school work, log into your account. And I guess we're lucky that this is, lucky maybe too strong a word, but it's maybe not the worst thing that we have all the technical capabilities that we have, because if we didn't have the phones and the internet the way that we do, we wouldn't be able to cope as well, or at least stay in touch. Or, I mean, I think Dean mentioned at one point video calling loved ones who are in intensive care, and the nurse holding it up, and how strange that is, and it's horrific just thinking about that. But if we hadn't, I mean, if you imagine that even that wasn't allowed, then the person would be going into intensive care, and you would get told that you're never seeing them again, and you might not even have a chance to say your goodbyes or say what you had to say for whatever reason. And it's quite a harrowing thought, to be honest. So in the distance there, just that is a plastic factory, and over that hill there, behind there, is Alfred Nobel's factory. I think that actually is the two chimneys you see over that way. You've got the first ever, or what was one of the world's biggest explosives manufacturers. So it was opened by Alfred Nobel in I'm going to get this wrong, I'm going to go with 1873, could be wrong, it might have been slightly later, late 1800s, and TNT was invented, and then he realised that he didn't want to make things that killed people, and so the Nobel Peace Prize was invented from my knowledge of it anyway. But that factory's been there, and it used to be one of the biggest employers in our area. It was used to hire as much as, maybe even during the war, it was as many as 18,000 people. I think it ran approximately with about 8,000 or 9,000 people working there in the 1990s, and then it scaled right back to usually just a few hundred, 300, maybe 400 people that now work there. So that was kind of a tangent, but I'm heading home. There's people over here playing. I don't know whether I can get across here and up onto the embankment without having to go up to that bridge. We'll see if I can find a crossing space. I don't know, everybody's at home, and maybe if you do get out your 1 time a day walk, if you're allowed that, I don't know, it varies from place to place. Our health people are obviously saying to us that it's still really important that we get out and do exercise, it's still really important to get out and make sure that we take care of our mental health so that we don't just get issues with isolation. My feet are flopping, I'm here, just hello. My nose is running. I'm trying to figure out if I can get across this river, but our health people are telling us we need to get out. But keep it to a reasonable amount, an hour at the most, exercise, and once a day, and not mixing with other people, and just keeping safe. So I don't think I'm going to get across here at all. I'm going to end up sinking into the sand. I'll do have my boots on, but see if I can find a place down here to cross. Not looking likely. But it's lovely. At least it's not raining. That's good. So what I mean in terms of gaming, as Dean had said about totally being put off doing any of that kind of stuff, and I was there a few weeks ago. I could barely even concentrate on anything, movies, TV, other than the news, and watching what this whole thing was turning into. And but I've kind of scaled that back a bit and trying to realise that this is long term. It's kind of, I've almost saturated myself a wee bit with the amount of information I have. Starting to sink into the sand here. I do not think I can get across, so we'll head back away. We'll head back to the bridge. I think that's the only place I'm going to get across without getting my feet wet. So I mean that's Saltcoats in the distance. If you ever look at Google Maps, just behind Saltcoats, you'll see where I roughly abide, and do my beach walks. And Arran's over in the distance, it's hidden by clouds. I can just see snow at the top of it. I don't know what the temperature is. I've got my big hat on, double jacketed up, and just going to head back up the road. But I wanted to come out and do another less windy vlog, and so on the gaming front, I have got my kind of gaming mojo back a wee bit. It's a nice distraction, especially in the house. And I just downloaded it's kind of a stupid game to download at this time to try and distract yourself, but Days Gone By, is it, or Days Gone? And it's obviously about an apocalypse, zombie apocalypse, or presumably a virus outbreak. And so I'm going to go and try and distract myself with a zombie apocalypse game. I'm still trying to complete Red Dead Redemption, kind of all the extra bits. I've done all the main story, and not done the art at all. I will get back into the drawing. It's just when you sit at your desk all day, in the job that I do, and you then want to know, you don't really have the notion to sit at your desk on the same computer then drawing, because you've sat there for potentially 8 hours doing design work and calculations and engineering type stuff. But so I've got a few games there. Still got the MAME cab down in the dining room, playing away on that. I've been playing some 1942. I did see that Alan Mainmeister had a high score challenge for Amadar, I think it's called, and I had a wee shot of that, but it's not a game I've ever really played. So anyway, that's about it. Watching movies with the kids, which I've already said. But anyway, it was a difficult thing to listen to Dean's video. I hope everybody stays safe, stays well, and does follow the hygiene rules. I get the doubt, it's just a flu-like thing, and we went through that a few weeks ago. I think most people here are now taking it quite seriously, but it always leaves that bit in the back of your mind. I think today's the first day that I have heard from somebody I know who has definitely has the symptoms. They will not get tested, but somebody I know definitely has this, and as far as I know, he only went to the supermarket. after like 2 weeks in the house, because he'd been in a self-isolation anyway because of travel on somebody else in his family. But he'd been in the 2 weeks, and then he went out to Asda to get some shopping, or Walmart. Asda's owned by, or Walmart owns by Asda. It's our version of Walmart without the guns. And he seems to have the symptoms apart from the high temperature. So yeah, I think it's getting closer to hitting it home, and I think people, are taking it relatively seriously now. So anyway, guys, I'll speak to you again sometime, and wee Bob is out.